Hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. Turn that the other way, turn it down so I don't have to listen to a bunch of stuff with my echo in the background. Oh, here we are for another day of Transparency Agenda. As I'm looking around, this one of the things I'm supposed to be grabbing is no longer near me. Oh, there, right in front of me. Okay. Well, I guess we're up and running now, as usual. I've got some crazy things going on, and I'm trying to catch up for what I'm doing. So, of course, thank you for stopping by. Of course, it is Wednesday, which would normally be, hey, Angel, which would normally be our comic books only day. But apparently, because of some topics that came up today, I thought it'd be a good day to talk about it on Comic Book Day. So, well, before we get into Comic Book Day, today was a very light day. And it's going to be very quick because the topic is such a big topic. Let me tell you what I've done today. Well, today I finished laying out the second Dragons book for New Exodus. The first one was well received by Enzegeist, which gave us 5 stars and I believe seal of approval. It was written by Jeff Lee, who did an awesome job the first time. We did our traditional New Exodus Dragons, what we wanted to do specifically. On the second one, full of dragons, it was basically all psychic and psionic dragons. So if you're a fan of Dreamscard Press's sonic system or Paizo's psychic magic, doesn't matter. We did versions of all the dragons in both versions, so you can have them any way you want them and any way you want to play them. Yeah, it's a real great, it's another great one. Lots of great art, of course. Two cool new Dragon Lords. So yeah, so if you want more dragons, I think we've given you enough dragons. I think this will probably be the last thing we do with dragons, just because, I mean, good Lord, the original book has 4, 8, 10, and this one has, oh my God, 4, 10, 20, there's 20 dragons already. 20 dragons for our campaign setting. I think we've dragoned it out, and each dragon has like 3 different CRs you can play it at. So you can get a dragon, whatever group you're playing against, they get ones that run the gambit. So it's one of those kind of situations. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad that poor Jeff, who I've worked like a dog on these horrible, horrible projects that are always exciting and long. I've beaten him with a stick about this one, so I'm glad it's over for him. I'm glad, he can go on to other fun projects. So God knows, I'm hoping only for the best for him. So that's a good thing. Okay, so let's get on to comics into this comic book day. I bought 3 books today. And I bought something else that's a little special. The thing that's special will tie into the thing we're talking about in a second. So literally, I bought stuff and I haven't even read anything. So this is why I'm like, Urgh. But this will show you some of my buying habits, and you'll understand me very why. So I bought Captain America, the Sam Wilson one. The reason being because of the cover. I am a huge fan, and I always have been a huge fan of the U.S. agent / the Captain costume. I think that is the best looking Captain America variant costume you could ever have done. I love everything about it. I think it was awesome. I liked it and I hope the shield, it looks like it's colored. I hope the shield was the pure vibranium, one color grayish metallic color. I love that. I'm hoping now that the new Avengers movie is going to be coming, that supposedly there's no longer Captain America. I'm praying, and I'm not going to lie, I'm praying they are going to put him in the Captain uniform, because that's an awesome costume. I mean, that is just all out awesome. I cannot wait. I'm hoping. Another reason I picked this book is because of Sandy Acuna. Daniel Acuna. Daniel Acuna worked for DC for a little bit. He did a short run with Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters, and that's when the first time I saw his artwork. I've always been a fan of his, so I kind of support him by purchasing, what you're supposed to do. But I don't want to read anything yet because I haven't read any, so I don't want to get too into it. Next, I bought. I feel ashamed about this. The new Avengers. Okay, I bought another one, because the artist Paco Medina, who does the art here, is one of my favorite artists, and really anything he does, I buy. I think he's an awesome artist. I think he really has a great style. It's a very classic comic book look, and I think when done well, it's awesome. And it's one of those kind of scenarios. And I think this book is ending, and they're going to be changing it to U.S. Avengers soon. I think he's drawing that one too, so I'll be buying that. Because once again, man, sometimes I buy for art, sometimes I buy for story, but sometimes I buy for art, because some artists I just don't not love enough. I just like, oh my God, they're amazing. the last thing I picked up was my continuing Future Quest, which is the Hanna-Barbera setting that DC has been incorporating. And, you know, this book has been a lot of fun. It's a lot of throwback to just a lot of classic stuff of my childhood with Johnny Quest and the Herculoid and Space Ghost and, good Lord, Samson Goliath, the Galaxy Trio. Yeah, basically all the Hanna-Barbera characters who are all great characters. I never figured out what they couldn't get their own comic book. So I got another issue, of course, of Future Quest, and I'm assuming it's going to be awesome because the other ones have been awesome. So if you're a fan, you'll like it. If you want something a little different, that's kind of a throwback. It's a great book. Yeah, that's all I bought this week. So now the other two things I bought are comic related, but not in the traditional sense. I can show these, no big deals. One is the preview guide. If you don't know what the preview guide is, I'll show you both sides of it. It's a double-sided book. Previews is the book that is used to order all the comics and all the comic-related and role-playing games and games in general in the world from Diamond Distributor and Alliance. Diamond is the largest distributor of any, I guess, pop culture product. If you see this book, I mean, this is how thick this book is. Do I have anything I can compare it to? I don't have anything good I can compare it to. That's not a good thing. Okay, I'll give this pretty thick. It's a Ricola. You know, this thing is pretty thick. You know how thick a Ricola is? This thing's pretty thick. I can hit somebody with. Printed on newsprint. This book will cost you if you go buy it, and it's just an order book. It's just a big fat order book if you've never seen it before. It's just a big fat order book of all the products that are going to be on sale the next, what month is this for? The month of October, probably January. Oh, shops in December. That's odd. Oh, that's right. So anything that's going to be in December, coming in December is going to be in this book. So this is probably a little thicker than normal, probably some more Christmas stuff. Also, this book carries games. Do I have it? Where's the other one? Is it behind me? No, I can't find what I was looking for. Oh, well. Alliance has another game trade magazine, which I normally have on the floor somewhere, but I can't. Oh, there's one. Hold on, I got to get up. Game trade, and the little information in game trade usually pops in this book first, and then winds up in game trade. So this is the start. So if you do any kind of games, this is where it goes. So if you get into Diamond as a publisher, this is where they're going to be ordering your products from. Put it up so everybody can see. That's right. So, yeah, just, you know, like, okay, Paizo. Paizo has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that's theirs. So why is it 5, maybe 6 books? Oh, it's Cobalt. Interesting. 5 products coming out. They're Paizo. Oh, 6, including the cards. But I just happen to notice Book of Layers by Cobalt Press is on there. But it's like listed under Paizo, but I don't know if it's under their label for the number. No. That's very interesting. Okay. So this is one of those kind of moments that just happened to come up live, so it's kind of interesting. So I'm looking through the book, and I just noticed that Book of Layers, done by Cobalt Press, is listed under Paizo Inc. under the distribution for December, but they're owned by Open Gaming. So normally they're put alphabetically to what they are. So it's like, okay, no big deal. This thing's this, da-da-da. But then, I guess it must be, maybe it's just out of place. It's a weird thing. It's like, maybe it's just out of place, but it's like, it's attached to, it's in the Paizo section. So if you didn't know better, you think it might be part of Paizo, but that might be a issue. Maybe it's an issue. And I'm just looking at, you know, that's a kind of a weird issue because there's space to change it, but just very kind of weird. So interesting. I'll get into that later. But this is the big book that you as a manufacturer will be selling your products to Alliance or Diamond to sell to stores. And this is what they order from. It's a very, very simple thing. It's been done for, I mean, Diamond's been around forever. So this is how it's done. If you did not know, this is exactly how it's done. You sell your product to Diamond. Diamond then sends it out to stores. Reach that. and then people get it. Game Trade is also done, well, from Alliance, which is a sister company of Diamond. They put this lovely book out, and this is all for games and toys. So this has all the stuff, and this is an old one. This is from September. So this is stuff for October, November. And it got, it's got all kinds of cool stuff. You can put ads in it. It's got what you expect. It's the smaller, thinner version than basically the same price, which is kind of funny. On slip paper compared to previews, which is on newsprint. But it's just a nice little piece of thing that you'll have if you want to know what's coming out from who. And you can see, let's see. Okay, let's flip through it. Let's go to Paizo and let's see what else is coming out for Paizo. Since we have friends at Paizo. Privateer Press, Reaper Miniatures, all the Reaper Miniatures coming out. Paizo, yeah, a lot of stuff. Well, it's like, the whole page for Paizo. And this is tier 4, just to give out information like that. So basically, last night I told you all, this is how it all ties in when I'm talking about retailers and distributors. Last night I was looking at a post that a friend of mine sent me about the new retailer incentive program from Paizo. So I put it up on my board this morning, and I want to get some response from some retailers I know. And this has gotten a lot of good response. Some friends were like, whatever, it's no big deal, doesn't change anything. And, first thing I think about when I see this, I was like, okay, let's take a look at this. What makes this different than something else? And it really kind of is, for me, it's a sense of if you're a person who sells Paizo products in your store, this could be a good moneymaker for you. I mean, because basically it's like if you buy products in the store, you'll get bumps too when you play the game, which it is helpful. It is helpful, and I don't know if I would say it helps cheat or bend the game or whatever, but I think it's a way to get people into stores, because that's always the issue that retailers seem to have. Okay, one of the biggest issues I know from a fact, I'm just dealing with retailers myself and talking to them, it's the whole concept of manufacturers selling their products directly to customers. And the position that a lot of retailers have taken have, and which I think is kind of negative, but I get it. We as manufacturers are selling products to their customers. And it's a sense of, they're supposed to be the supplier of the product to the people. And we are supposed to be the ones that just supply to them. We shouldn't be selling to them. That's what retailers are for. And I get it. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, well, what if you don't have a store close by to you? Why shouldn't someone be able to buy directly from the manufacturer? And as any manufacturer will tell you, anybody buys from us, we get better margins on the product. Because if you think about this logically, and people may not know, when I have a product and I sell to distribution, so this product I'm selling to the distributor sells it to the retailer, and he sells to the retailer at 40% off. So he sells it to the retailer for $12. So I sell for $8. I make my $8. Yay! The distributor, who moves the product from one point to another, he makes $4 on that because he bought it at $8. He then sells it to the retailer. The retailer then sells it to you guys, and he makes $8 on that. So it's like there's all kinds of ways of whittling down the money that's given to the people. So as a manufacturer, what if I could sell direct? What if I go right to the end customers? The end customers usually paying $20 for this product because I got to pay the distributor and the retailer. But what if I did something crazy and I said, hey, I'm not going to do that. Hey, Troy, what's going on? I'm going to jump the line. I'm going to ignore the distributor. I'm going to ignore the retailer, and I'm going to sell straight to the customer. So now, instead of me making only $8 when I sell this thing, I can sell to the customer at $20 and make the whole $20, or I can do something really inventive and say, okay, I'm going to sell it to you directly. If you come to my website and because you're going to support me, instead of paying the $20 that I charge for regular folks, I'm going to charge you $15. So instead of me making $8, I'm still making 15. It's still a discount on the price. The guy feels like he's got a deal, and bada bing, bada boom, people start buying from you, and that's a very common thing. Now, I can sell him to the full price either. I can tell him, so full price, $20, whatever. But if I know if I give him a discount, that's going to incentivize him to come see me more often. That in turn causes a problem for the retailer, because the retailer can't really. The retailer can, he can do that, but remember, he's buying it for $12. He's only making $8 on it. It's not like he can sell to you for like 15 and he'll pocket $3. That's not a good deal for him. That's not enough margin. Once again, the word margin. That's not enough margin for him to survive on. So he wants to get as much as he can out of the cost from what he makes the product to what he sells, which I can totally understand that. I get that. Not a problem. But it really comes down to, once again, the manufacturer. And I'm going to use the words manufacturer versus distributor versus a retailer. Because we're all kind of vying for the customer's attention and money. So it becomes like, how far do you want to split your money down the line to get that? Big box retailers, if you sell at Target, you're going to sell at such massive volumes and, such massive quantities, you're going to make money. You're basically going to make money even when they say we're going to cut the price by 25%, because the numbers are so high and you're selling so much, your cost of goods just shoots down the bottom. So you're like, bam, cheap cost of goods, and I get this thick margin, and I got this, Target sales, I got international sales. This is going to be a win-win for me all the way. And it's a great idea, and it works, but there are some repercussions for that. The smaller retailers, the game stores, can't always get the same kind of margins that Target's going to give you. If you want to look at a game, as we all know, Cards Against Humanity. I was calling it Words Against Humanity, but whatever. A little slip of the tongue in my head. Cards Against Humanity sells specifically at Target. And, it's one of those things that they don't really want to sell to like mom and pop stores. And I've never quite understood that, but they don't. They just don't sell it. They don't want to sell it. They're not interested. I know many, many, many retailers who try to get the product in at a reasonable price. And like if you see it at Target, that's like a miracle. You should buy it. But it'll be like, I think it's like $50 is what the cost is. So I know people who bought it at Target. I mean, retailers I'm talking about, who bought at Target for $50, put it in their store for like 72, 73, and they sold it at that price because it's such a hot game and it's hard to get. And it's weird because it's like, you think that the guys with Cards Against Humanity would be like, yeah, sure, I'll sell to retailers. Of course we're going to sell to retailers. Why would we not sell to retailers? It's easy. Why would you not do that? But the cards guys don't want to do that. So that's been an issue I know for a long time with retailers, and they very much have wanted to get a piece of that pie because the sales are awesome. The sales in that product are awesome. It's a hot selling product with a good margin. Why would you not want to make money on it? It's like it's a black and white card game, and it didn't take much to make. Was it? Let me just say this nicely: there is no money spent on graphic design. This is like the low budget of low budget. I'm like, I don't even know if they can call it what they did a graphic designer, because it's just like, it's just here you go. Here's a card with some words on them, and that's it. And it's funny, but at the same time, it's like, wow, man, somebody is going to make $1 zillion on this, because they have been. They've been making a metric ton load of cash on this thing. So more power to them. More power to them. They're doing it right. And like they sell, you as a retailer can't get them in store, but Target can. So it kind of is like a big FU to them. Like, we're number one. What are you going to do? And it's not nice, but I get it. I'm not stupid. I get it. Hey, John, what's going on? I understand what they want, but at the same time, I understand their need too. So it is a weird situation, because you have, a manufacturer who doesn't want to sell to retailers to help them make money. So I don't know. It's a very weird time as a manufacturers go. And then you add in stuff like Kickstarter, which is another, I got to find this quote, but I saw this quote today, and I didn't really think about it when I saw it initially, and then I really thought about it, like, wow, that's really kind of deep. Yes, John, I know that you are definitely interested in that. Where was it? And okay, okay. So I'm just gonna tell who's talking where, so you understand what's going on. This is a conversation. Hey, Pop, what's going on? My father's watching, of course. Yes, no, yes, Troy, you are correct. So this came on a thread that I thought was interesting, and I was kind of surprised to hear this about a company, but it kind of makes sense. So this is Gary Ray saying this. I was talking about Kickstarters in general, or actually Pat Fugay from Gnome Games was saying something, and then Gary Ray responded with this. He goes, "Not touching Monty Cook games with a 10-foot pole." And then I came in and said, Gary Ray, what's wrong with Monty Cook games? And here's where it got kind of interesting to me. I never thought about it like this, but you can think about it for yourself. Gary Ray, it's a Kickstarter company that asks retailers to promote their games with OP. They believe KS, Kickstarter, grows their market rather than cannibalizing it. Bottom line, it doesn't help my bottom line. And this is where it goes. And this is the second part to it. Any game with multiple channels has to do well enough in the other channels locally to break out. So it works for Pat Fugay, because of his community, but not for us. Pat Fugay, Gary is spot on. It works because of the community, not because of the product line. And I really started thinking about it. I'm like, in the sense that, Pat and Gary are very much like, it's our community that we've built that sells games to your people, or sells your product to the people in the community. So we're the ones doing the hard labor, and we're the ones doing the lifting. So this is how I interpret it. This is how I'm seeing it. So this is why we are important in the chain of things. And as most people have said, and I gotta kind of agree, you can't really do the same thing online, because as much as we like selling, oh yeah, you can play anywhere, you don't need stores, you can buy from anywhere, but to get the whole experience, pick up a book, look it out, you have to go into a store to do that. So my thought to that is very much the sense of, have stores become the place where you look for the product, you see it, you see what you like, and then you go buy somewhere else. There's if I remember this right, there's a store in Japan that kind of has that same kind of weird business model. It's a very unique store. You can only find these products in this store, and you have to basically have a membership to this thing. You go in this thing, there's always new products. Every day something new comes in, so they have like a new section of new stuff, and once there for the day, it gets moved in the back, and it moves very quickly to the store. It's very, very quick. It's a very fast process. That people like the product for a little bit. You come in, you get a membership, whatever the membership costs. You see a product you see it there, you test it out, and then you buy it online. So like the store isn't even like a store. It's like, hey, the stuff's here. We can sell some stuff here, but we really don't carry a lot of stuff. We have a lot of cool stuff you can take a look at and examine and smell and check out. And if you want to buy it, great. If you don't, here's how you buy it online. And to them, it doesn't matter. Like the store is just there to be a showroom of stuff. It's just, hey, you saw it, you liked it, great. Send it back. We're gonna mail it to you. You're gonna have it probably within 24 hours, whatever, and you're gonna save yourself 25%, 20%. That seems to be the thing, and it's our store is going to develop like that. Is that going to become the thing? I know for a long time, I talked with other people. I talked to people locally I know down here in South Florida, and some friends all over the U.S. saying, when print on demand gets cheap enough and skilled enough, you're going to see books that come into stores that you like to see that you can get printed at your local store. Like you can buy it online, and they're like, okay, we're going to print it and bind it and have it for you here in like 20 minutes. So, you buy it there, you drive down to your local store, it's there in your hands. It's weird. It's a weird kind of idea. So, I mean, I get it. It's for 3D printing. I think that will be the future. I order online, I go pick up locally. And you see like larger big box stores doing it, Best Buy, Walmart, you can do that. But I don't know about that. I don't know. I get it, but I don't know. So I got to think about that. Troy Daniel said, is that not the current model for Amazon bookstores? They keep coming. Yeah, I do it. Amazon is doing bookstores. Why? I don't know. But maybe it has shops for people to come in to look. And maybe if Amazon does what I think they're going to do is like make it into like a place where you can come look at one book. You know, we have, you know, tons of books. We have like one copy of each. Or even crazier, we have like, you know, the top 10% selling books, and that's all we're going to sell here. We sell them at a cheap price, or even better, you buy it from us directly, you can get it cheap, or you can order online and just come here and pick it up. So I think the mom and pop stores, I think we're going to have to get more involved with the internet and internet sales and finding ways to generate money from that. You know, and I go back and say the same, and I talked about this also. I put some questions in about Valve, the video game company Valve, and Steam. I mean, a lot of people buy their products via Steam. You know, I want to buy a video game. I don't want to have to go to the store. I can go online, download it. My computer's fast enough. Bam, comes to me, and it costs me less than going in the store. You know, isn't that kind of like the perfect thing of things? And to me, the smart play would be if whoever does this. I mean, I can't do it. If anyone wants to do it with me, I'll be more than happy to chip in. We can find a way to make some money on this because I think this will be big. Do the same delivery system at RPG Now for stores. You know, there's tons of products that stores don't get access to or whatever, but it's like, it'd be great if someone said, oh, I want to buy this book and I want you to ship it to my local store here. Click, goes to my local store. You know, or I want a PDF. That's it. I go to PDF, I want to buy it, and maybe I'm at a library, I don't have a fast connection, or whatever it is, whatever. Or you find something that's PDF only that we can convert to book that we don't have the distribution. The guy can go online and say, send it to this location at this store, bang, and they get a percentage of it. You know, something like that. I think there's a way to do it. I think it's a way to do this and make money at it, because it's kind of like what, you know, if you're a large company like GameStop, that, you know, you pre-orders. You get on, you pre-order something, and you know when it's ready to go. Or imagine that. You go to your gaming store. You say, hey, I heard this product's coming out. This PDF product's coming out. I want to buy this PDF product. I want to get it sent to me the second it comes out. And the store's selling like a little tab card, which I've talked about a long time ago, and still a couple weeks ago, a while ago, whatever. That they can pick it up, boom, pre-order, boom. Okay, I get the pre-order. I get this one product emailed to me. This thing's pretty cool. And then later on, I get the real product emailed to me. And it comes from the store, and you give the store a cut of it, like whatever the cut the store you get, whatever. But they get a percentage of it. So I mean, you know, why wouldn't I give them a percentage? You know, they're helping sell more copies of my thing. Why not? Maybe they talk it up. Maybe the margins are perfect up. Maybe there's all kinds of stuff that gets retailers to talk about it. I know it's not going to make a distribution because the margin for them, like I've added them margin with that. It's like it doesn't become profitable for anybody. You know, but I don't know. I think the PDF market is one of those things that, you know, will start doing that kind of thing. If we can do, if micropayments also get involved with that, and that worked out well. But, you know, there's ways to do it. There's ways to work around it. There's ways to sell things to the customer to include the retailer, and sometimes to exclude the retailer. I know a lot of people were upset that Paizo was saying they're releasing the new Crimson Throne. I think it's Crimson Throne. Their Crimson Throne book they just talked about. Actually, let me look at it real quick so I can see if I can remember. I'm barely remembering. I can't remember. It was Crimson Throne. I think it was Curse of the Crimson Throne. It came back. More blog posts. This is on the blog, or is this a regular post? I don't remember. Yeah, actually, I think it was a regular post yesterday. So, oh, it's a store blog. It's the Paizo blog. Dun, dun, dun. Curse of the Crimson Throne. Yeah, so Curse of the Crimson Throne, they have an Adventure Path book coming out. I believe it's $70, I think it's like $60, $70. You know, it's a good meaty book with a good margin, a good hefty thing. So, you know, some retailers want to sell it, but it looks like that exclusively it's only going to be a Paizo. So I've heard retailers get mad and grumble about it. Like, well, how are they selling that directly like that? That's kind of unfair. But at the same time, it's like, you know, why can't these guys sell to the customers who supported them way back when? Because this is one of those way back when kind of products that would still be, you know, a solid product that people would be happy with. And some people are saying, well, you know, we always want an opportunity to sell to the customer base, which is, you know, it makes sense. It isn't like they're saying anything crazy. But that being said, it's like, well, why can't the creator of this sell it the way he wants to sell it? What if he wants to sell directly to his customers? What if he wants those customers to come back and be fans of it? Why does the retailer have to be involved in it? You know, is there a place for the retailer in this? So, you know, it's one of these. This is a thing that keeps coming up more and more lately that I've noticed, and just online selling and things like that. I bought 2 books. I can't remember either one of them right now. They're in the room. I'm not going to get them since we're almost done. About selling comic books online and the whole mindset behind that. And I think digital sales is going to be the commonplace for a long while coming. So I think people need to understand it even more than they think they do. But a lot of people understand it, but they really don't understand it. But they're just, they're guessing at stuff. Also, it's the whole, price point mentality. I just go back to, it's like, I have a problem. And even I'm making a PDF that's going to cost like more than $10. It's probably going to be $11 PDF. And that's a lot of money for a PDF. And it's a beautiful PDF. Don't get me wrong. We're talking, it's going to be 250, 270 pages. Lovely art just on every page. Tons of great pieces of art. Great thing. But because of what we've been made, we have to charge that much. But once again, I'm selling a digital file. Shouldn't it be cheaper? Some people are saying, well, it should be half. And it's like, well, I don't pay for printing. And we all know printing is a big piece out of the cost of when you make a product. So I don't know. Just something to think about, what can I say? All right. That's all I'm going to talk today about this subject. We've talked a little bit. There'll be in the links, of course, below for YouTube, up top for Facebook. You can read more about this whole retailer incentive program from Paizo. I like it. I think it's useful. I think it's going to be helpful. Some people don't feel that way. Hey, that's the cool thing about it. We can always pick and choose and maybe be wrong, but hey, you never know. So as always, thank you for stopping by for the show. Tomorrow is Thursday. It'll be a wrap-up show. I'm talking about something interesting. Maybe we'll talk about more TV shows because I like doing that. So you never know what I'm going to talk about on Thursday, but it might be something cool, inspirational. Yeah, something inspirational. Ooh, that got me thinking. I might have a surprise for Thursday. There you go. All right, everybody. Oh, before I forget, as always, we are now up to 195 on the YouTube, baby. 195. So we're only 5 people away. We're reaching 200. So if you have some friends, even some enemies, send them by. Send them to our YouTube link. It's on the top. When you see the description, send them by. Tell them to sign up. We just need 5 more people to get to 200. Yes, I know people are like, geez, why do you keep pushing this 200? It's important. This information is very important. You don't understand how important it is. It really helps us figure out a lot of stuff going on with our YouTube channel and stuff like that. Also, one last thing. Do us another huge favor and send us who you'd like us to have another interview with. I'm thinking about doing the Friday show once a month. We do a special interview with somebody. So tell me who you'd like to see me do a special interview with. If it's somebody you know, or somebody I know, or somebody I don't know, or somebody you might find interesting, and maybe I'll get them, and maybe we'll talk about stuff. It might be fun and interesting. Hey, you never know. All right, everybody, that's it. I'm getting out of here, and I'm going to go finish some work, and I'm going to bed. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.